Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is another Nightingale round, this time from Demolition Hound, who, yeah, he said, he told me he had a hard time using it too, so I I got it, but to be honest, I got it for two reasons. One, because by the time people were telling me it was hard to use, I was kind of committed to that step up, and the other being that it I wanted that new melee armor part. I want to experiment with that and get some kind of fun rounds out with basically impervious to melee mobile suits, which it's not quite that severe a buff, but it's definitely pretty strong. Nightingale, meanwhile, is a 700. It is a raid. It can fly, and it has the first two-stage charging beam rifle, as I've mentioned before. Also has, also it's getting attacked by a SAS BFF, which it should have type advantage on if it can get to it. It's not a bad candidate for the new melee armor part itself. It has enough part slots to get its melee defense pretty close to 70. The extra defense once stunned is very useful. And to be totally honest, the one time I took this out, I had a Banshee basically just hide in front of me because it was so small compared to the Nightingale that I couldn't see it. And I'm really glad I had good melee armor because it just, it hit me with some nasty stuff. Like I said, way up close where I could not even really tell it was there. So it's like, oh, I'm being hit. How? Why? It took me a second. Because, yeah, this thing is big. It takes up a lot of screen. If you're fighting one, I think it's safe to say approach it from the left, because the left is frequently a blind spot for people anyway, and it's, because it takes up so much of the screen on the left, it's an even more, pronounced problem than for other suits. So, yeah, it's big, and it's, difficult to use. The other reason I got it is basically on spec, because I am fairly certain it's going to end up buffed quickly. That's my guess, because, yeah, I've, everyone I know who's used it has had a lot of difficulty with it, and a fair amount of frustration, and that's just not something they tend to leave alone with 4 stars. So, we'll see, maybe as things shift and settle down a little bit, it'll get a little bit easier. Good spin there, but yeah, it's just it's definitely a thing, and I do like that it has the O's saber patterns as backup. That's nice. It it has a lot going for it, and I did find out how the now that I own it, I found out how the autofunnels work, which is they target anything that your reticle rests on, and if you... good kill there. And if you want to recall them after they start auto-attacking things, you can... nice work there, too. If you want to recall them, you can hit the reload button, and they will come back. So, that's... that's a good way to do it, I think. I like that. And, yeah, that is... like I said, it is a big target, so it's definitely one of those things where I don't expect to see too many deathless rounds with it, but it definitely can do some good work. I think it just depends on the situation, the team, the map, the position of the stars, etc. It's I don't know. I need to do more with it, because like I said, except for just having a Banshee snuggle up to me and decide to murder me, I don't have a lot of experiences to report yet. So I'll work on that. If I can get a round I'm halfway liking for myself, I'll put that here as well. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do, again, Flap Booster is my favorite version of the flight skill just because it, the hover skill, the hovering flight is not bad. There's nothing really wrong with it. But the Flap Booster version streamlines all the things about using a mobile suit that I feel like get awkward sometimes. Like, instead of, having to pause and, prepare for a jump like, realistically you would have to with most of these suits, you can just start flying and get up on a rooftop. It speeds up that response a lot. So, and to a certain extent you can do that on with the hover type flight too, but at the same time, just one of those things of where you kind of have to stop, activate it, position yourself, stop again, and deactivate it, which, yeah, again, not quite as fluid as Flap Booster. So yeah, again, Flap Booster, good skill. I like it. Somebody reminded me I forgot to mention the GPO2s both have it now, and yeah, that's going to make the MLRS a really potent bombarding suit, I bet. So definitely something I want to experiment with when I have half a brain, which, man, just still waiting for the other quarter to come in the mail. That's kind of where I'm at with brain lately. But I don't know, just as you can probably tell from my blathering and starting and stopping here, I'm just a little bit spacey. My sinuses are kind of giving me trouble today. Had some minor bathroom repairs that were done with Flex Seal, and that stuff smells terrible. So, yeah, and then just, bad sinus day. And, once the sinuses go, the brain is just asleep. So, let's see. And also, I think this may have, if this doesn't have support fire resistance in its enhancement tree, it should, because again, it's a huge target. If they aim support fire at you and you are not like on the ball and ready to move, you're gonna get hit. So it's something, it could really benefit, I think, from from that. But yeah, I think it was Demo though that said, yeah, it can be frustrating to use, but also just landing that knockdown into the O knockdown combo just feels really good. And yeah, I did manage to do that once, and it does. It just, that much of it feels natural. There's a lot, and the flight feels natural. There's just other aspects of it that do not feel as fluid at this point. And that's partly a learning curve, that's partly on me, and I think it's partly on the suit. Especially since, Demo and Nexo both had a really hard time with it, and I am pretty sure that they would, outplay me on a level playing field in this any day. So, let's see. 4 and 4, 106,000 damage, and 1,400 assists. That is not bad at all. And thank you for the round demo. I really do appreciate it. And that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. I saw some people do some builds of the high-grade Nightingale in the run-up to this premiering in the game. And, man, that's enormous. I kind of want to get it, though. Wouldn't mind the real grade high new Gundam either, just kind of thinking about it. But hey, that reminds my brain, there's actually a contest going on the Gundam Info Facebook page where you can enter to win one of those kits. So thank you, Brain, for putting 2 and 2 together so I could remember to mention that. If the brain can do even a little bit better, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. No promises.